Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is your favorite morning show. We are here live from the warm up, ready to rock and roll. I want to thank you all for joining. Good morning and God bless. I am missing something. Uh, it's all good. It is all good. I'm just happy to be back. Happy to be back on vibing with you all. Mansa, bro, thank you, man. Thank you for joining. God bless. Man, we are feeling renewed, feeling energized, feeling blessed, ready to get back into the swing of things. I want to thank you all for joining the warm-up show. Here, we focus on morning motivation. We focus on inspiration. We focus on pushing you to be your best self. And how can we get better every day, one step at a time? Emily, good morning. Thank you for joining. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to YouTube. We are back, and I'm feeling energized, ready to rock and roll. Today's episode, reflection and learning equals growth. That's what happens when you go on vacation. You reflect and you learn, and you reflect and you learn, and you think and you make changes and plans for the future. And so I'm really excited about my second half of 2021. Especially now having had some time to just reflect on my own life, reflect on my goals for the year, make some appropriate adjustments, and now I'm ready to come out the locker room excited and ready to win the game. Turn this down a bit. So, format hasn't changed. We are going to be going through our mirror moment. That means we're going to be reading through some affirmations. We're going to talk about forgiving yourself, learning from your mistakes, and growing in and growing in those experiences, right? Growing from the experience of maybe failing, right? And then I just have some quotes. I have some quotes about learning from your mistakes, and then I'm gonna let you guys go on about your day. So let's dive into the good stuff. Let's dive into the affirmations. Today's affirmations are going to be closely related to forgiving yourself. Part of learning from mistakes requires you to forgive yourself. Part of reflecting on your life is often going to require you to forgive yourself or others. So repeat after me. Repeat after me. Morning affirmations. These affirmations are centered around you just not being so hard on yourself. Repeat after me. I lay down the heavy weight of doubt, shame, guilt, and embarrassment. I lay down the heavy weight of doubt, shame, guilt, and embarrassment. Repeat after me. I am capable of moving beyond my mistakes. I am capable of moving beyond my mistakes. Repeat after me. I am able to heal from the hurt and pain of what I have caused. I am able to heal from the hurt and pain of what I have caused. Repeat after me. I gently release the grip of anger and rage from my body. Sometimes you start to self-reflect. You start to think about your journey. You start to think about where you've been and what you've gone through. And sometimes you think about the mistakes that you've made. You would think about the things that have been done to you, or that have been in ways that you have been wronged, and it might anger you. It might put you in enrage. It's not a healthy place to be. Let's gently release the anger and rage from your heart, from your spirit, so that you can begin to forgive, heal, and move forward with your life. Repeat after me. I trade my anger and rage for understanding and compassion. Understanding and compassion, most importantly, of yourself. Repeat after me. I have the courage to heal and become whole again. I have the courage to heal and become whole again. That's the one thing I love about vacations and taking some time away. It allows you to get away from everything. It allows you to find some time to just heal, right? And become whole again. It takes courage to take some time to yourself, especially in a society, in a world where everybody's pulling. They want. Your kids want. Your spouse wants. Your mom, your family members, everybody wants. So it takes courage to say, you know what, I need some me time. I have to go away. I have to heal, and I'll come back whole and ready to help and save the world. Repeat after me. I take this small step toward greater growth. I take this small step toward greater growth. A lot of change starts with small 1-2 steps at a time, right? I take this small step toward greater growth. Repeat after me. I am capable of loving all of who I am. A few more. Repeat after me. I let go of all self-judgment and all self-sabotage. I let go of all self-judgment and all self-sabotage. Reflect and think on your life. Think about all of the times that you've gotten in your own way. Your own way, from being too hard on yourself, being too judgmental on yourself, not being able to get out of your own way, self-sabotaging, career opportunities, friendships, relationships, just opportunities to grow in this world. You're self-sabotaging. Stop doing it. Get better. Grow from your mistakes. Learn to jump out on faith. Learn to take risks. Learn to believe in yourself. Learn to bet on yourself. Repeat after me. I melt into an ocean of love and forgiveness. That's a great way to start your day. I melt into an ocean of love and forgiveness. I was talking to a guy last night. We were sitting out on the stoop and he's reflecting. He was reflecting. And you could tell he was beating himself up. And I told the brother, I said, listen, what you're going through, the things that you're so upset about, you can't change them, right? They're in the past. These things they're done, right? So you got to be quick to forgive yourself, quick to learn and heal from things that you feel like were mistakes. Repeat after me. I forgive myself so that I can have inner peace again. I forgive myself so that I can have inner peace again. Last but not least, I can only share my gift with the world if I first forgive myself. I can only share my gift with the world if I first forgive myself. Listen, folks, forgiveness is a part of the life game. Self-reflection is a part of the life game. Failure is a part of the life game. Learning from your failures and your mistakes is one of the best parts of the life game. And a lot of that learning, in some cases, starts with forgiveness, starts with a little bit of compassion, starts with not being so hard on yourself. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining. What's up, Wanda? Thanks for joining, sis. This a lot of times when I'm talking, it's Monday, right, y'all? So the theme is for us to grow spiritually. And so oftentimes I like to give a little biblical reference. Mark 11:25, Mark 11, the Bible, Mark 11:25 says, whenever you stand praying, forgive if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father who is in heaven will also forgive you your transgressions. So it's important for us to be a forgiving people if we can. And in that same way, as we forgive, God will be willing to forgive us, right? We all make mistakes. Let me see. There's so many good verses here. Let me see. I think there's a Psalms verse. In Psalms 25:11, it says, for your name's sake, O Lord, pardon my iniquity, for it is great, right? My iniquity is great. I'm going to make some mistakes out here, right? I need a pardon. Lord, help a brother out. Let me off the hook, please. I'm going to try to do better next time. So there's a lot of scripture on forgiveness. And if there can be any lesson learned from the Bible in this case, is that If God is willing to forgive you, you should be willing to forgive you, right? If God is willing to allow you to learn from your mistakes, you should take advantage of those opportunities. How to learn from mistakes to practice. This is a blog that I found on mindtools.com. And it basically says how to stop repeating mistakes, right? It just gives some tips, but I encourage you all to look this up. I'm going to read through the 5 tips here from the title standpoint. Number 1, it says own your mistakes, right? Inform those who need to know. Apologize and tell them that you're working on a solution. Own your mistakes. Number 2, reframe the error. Reframe the error. If you can reframe your mistake as an opportunity to learn, you will motivate yourself to become more knowledgeable and resilient. What's done is done. What's done is done. Now, what can I learn from this mistake? Right? I love that tip. Analyze your mistake. Analyze your mistake. You need to analyze your mistakes honestly and objectively. Ask yourself the following questions. What was I trying to do? What went wrong? When did it go wrong? Why did it go wrong? This is life, right? I feel like so many people, we get stuck thinking about, God knows, when did it go wrong? Why did it go wrong? What did I do wrong? But analyze your mistakes. And then you'll get to the root cause, right? And this is what we ultimately want to correct. We want to get to the root cause of our mistakes, of our poor behavior, of our bad decision making, of our irrational decision making, right? Sometimes of a bad plan, right? You might even thought you had it all well planned out, and it turned out to be a bad plan. Put lessons learned into practice. You touch the hot stove, I'm not going to touch it again, not without no oven mitts on. So put your lessons learned into practice. Change habits. Avoid self-sabotage. Put yourself in position for better opportunities next time. Learning from mistakes and putting that learning into practice involves change. If that change will impact other people, there are different change management models that you could use to help others get on board. Definitely check out mindtools.com. There's something called the ad card change management model. Change management is a very, very intricate process. A lot happens that we don't necessarily think about. So look up some change management. Think and studying that, you'll come across a lot of ways that you might be naturally resistant to change, or the others around you might be naturally resistant to change, which is natural, but you can overcome that natural resistance and get to a place of building new habits, new behaviors, and actually changing for the better. Review your progress at the end. Review your progress. Pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself, look, in last year at this time, I would have behaved like this. I would have done X. I would have done Y. But look at me now. It's a lot of great lessons that can be learned from making mistakes and change, from making mistakes and failures. And this is why I believe that self-reflection is so important. This is why taking a few days to yourself to just reflect is so important. Being able to acknowledge your errors, being able to make a plan that addresses those mistakes so that next time you can get better. As you self-reflect on your mistakes, it gets harder for you to mess up next time, right? It's a lot of lessons learned. Let me see. I found another site here, lifehack.org, which is a really cool site, by the way. But it talks about 10 great lessons successful people have learned from failure. 10 great lessons successful people have learned from failure. So I read these things off to let you know you're not in this boat alone, right? You're not the last person to ever think of yourself as failing or having let yourself down or low achieving or whatever the case may be. It happens to the best of us. But there's learning opportunities in failure. There's learning opportunities in setbacks. Number 1 says accept failure, but keep trying, right? Number 2 says continue forward in spite of failure, kind of reiterating number 1. Number 3 says success or failure is dependent upon whether or not you keep at it, right? There's a theme growing here. You want to be persistent. Sometimes failure simply means changing direction. Definitely doesn't mean quitting. Number 5 simply says believe in yourself. Number 6 says failure is a chance to learn. Number 7 says attitude about failure can make all the difference in the world. This is why we're looking for opportunities to come out of our failure. Number 8 says courage must be your watchword. Courage must be your watchword. If you have made mistakes, even serious ones, there is always another chance for you. What we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down, right? We're not in the club of staying down. Not here at the warm-up. We fall down, but we get up. Number 9, oldie but goodie, don't give up. Number 10, success can only grow from failure. Number 10, success can only grow from failure. All of my successes have been built on my failures, said Benjamin Disraeli, a former British Prime Minister. All of my successes have been built on my failure. I got a few quotes for you all. I'm going to let you all go. This quote here says, I learned from my mistakes. It's a very painful way to learn, but without pain, the old saying is, there is no gain. This quote says, the only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. This quote says, mistakes have the power to turn you into something better than you were before. Stop being so hard on yourself. Reflect and learn and grow, right? That's the whole theme of today's show. It's not how we make mistakes, but how we correct them that defines us. Smart people learn from their mistakes, but the real sharp ones learn from their mistakes of others. Oh my God, I love that quote. Smart people learn from their mistakes, but the real sharp ones learn from the mistakes of others. Keep your eyes open, pay attention. I love that quote. This quote here says, self-reflection is a humbling process. It's essential to find out why you think, say, and do certain things. Then better yourself. This quote says, without reflection, we go blindly on our way, creating more unintended consequences and failing to achieve anything useful. Let's make sure we're self-reflecting. Just like in the morning when we have our mirror moments and we do our affirmations of positivity and speaking greatness over our lives, at the end of the day, we have to have a mirror moment and we have to self-reflect and forgive. Affirmations of forgiveness over our lives. In the mirror, we find a reflection of our appearance, but in our heart, we find a reflection of our soul. You can't run from the truth. It's in you. You might as well own up to it. We do not learn from experience. We learn from reflecting on experience. We learn from reflecting on experience. Until you take the journey of self-reflection, it is impossible. It is almost impossible to grow or learn in life. Oh man, I could go all day on these quotes. I'm gonna give y'all last two quotes. Last two of the day. I'll let you guys go. Self-reflection. Once you become aware, you are in a better position to make the changes you need to make to improve your life and the lives of your loved ones. Self-reflection helps you steer your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in a healthy direction. Last but not least, reflection. Reflection is one of the most underused yet powerful tools for success. Guys, ladies, my whole goal is for you all to get better each week, to grow each week, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. One of the most underused powerful tools for success is reflection. So let today's title go to heart. Let it resonate. Let it stick with you. Find some time. Find a quiet place. Build out a quick vacation. Find some time to self-reflect over the first half of this year. And think about what changes you need to implement. Think about what changes you need to pursue to make the second half that much better. We're growing, we're learning, we're getting better every day. Thank you all for joining today. God bless, God bless, God bless. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. Be awesome, be great. Love yourselves. Please share today's video. Let's get better every day. Keep the pillars on your mind. Stay focused spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. Love y'all. Please share. Please support. Have an awesome, awesome day. We're out. YouTube, we are out.